Hello out there, music lovers, music friends. Welcome. Prague Hat here. I'm doing a video, and my video is a contest entry to Dave, the pickup artist, who has a really good channel, knows a lot about music, and really supportive to my channel and to my live streams. He has a contest where he wants us to show 5 psych records, garage type records. I have some, but not as much as I've seen like folks out there that have in the vinyl community. People really have some really cool psych stuff. I probably passed those records and didn't even realize that those were psych or garage type uh, bands, music, or records. And now I'm seeing them and I'm like, oh man, I saw that not too long ago. So I picked 5, and hopefully I don't step out of bounds of the rules of the contest. But I have 5, and hopefully this year I can build up that part of my collection. The first record I want to show is a band from Texas, and I don't know if I'm even saying their name correctly, but I believe this is no, this is not. This is probably their second or third album. I think they made at least 3 or 4 albums, but I don't remember. I believe this one came out in 1970. It's an American rock band from Houston, Texas. This is psych, rock, blues music. This is the band called I don't want to say Josephus, but I don't think that's right. But here it is, folks. Okay, check out this really cool cover that looks like someone's nightmare. Someone who walked in a closet and this was on the other side. So I am not for sure Josephus. I don't know how to say this name, so I'm not going to act like I know everything because I really don't know everything. But anyway, band started in Houston, Texas. A sad thing though about the drummer, the percussionist, this gentleman by the name of Doug Toll. If I understood it right, he had a tragedy in his life. Let's put it this way. And he wound up in a jail cell down here in Austin, Texas. So there's number 1. And it's a really good record. That's a reissue. Second, I love this album. It is psychedelic rock with folk rock, and I'm talking about the Byrds' Fifth Dimension album. I love this album. I think it qualifies to be in this contest, this album. This right here is one of these Friday music copies of it, and it's done by Kevin Gray, and it sounds phenomenal. Sounds like 8 Miles High. What else we have here? Fifth Dimension, I See You. You know, the song that the band Yes did a cover of. This next album is my third one. This is psychedelic space rock. The first time I probably ever heard this type of music. Now, I'm going to go on record here and say this is my all-time favorite psychedelic album. And it is the album by Pink Floyd, A Saucer Full of Secrets. This is a Record Store Day release. Was able to find one. I didn't find it on Record Store Day, but I found one a seller on eBay. This is a mono. It's in mono. It sounds awesome. And on here, I believe you find, you can, I don't know if you can really see him, but there's Doctor Strange, that character from the Marvel comics. and I'm a big fan of Marvel Comics. And going back to this record, like I said, Space Rock came out the year I was born, I believe, 68. Produced by Norman Smith. And let me just share a little bit about Norman Smith. He's also the man that helped produce the album by The Pretty Things, S.F. Sorrow, which is another good record. I don't own it, but at one time I did have it on CD, and I don't know what happened to it. But that is my favorite psychedelic rock, space rock album of all time. Okay, next I do have a garage rock, and it's a comp, and it's mono, and it was also a record store day release, I believe back in 2020 maybe. But this is double whammy, 1960s garage rave up. It has rarities, and some of these songs were pulled out of the vaults from Stax Records, Vanguard, and Fantasy. Really, really cool. You can see I did Fingerprint City all over the back of this. I just like looking at this album. The back cover, it is so, so good. And it's a really good sounding record. So there's a garage rock one there. And my last one is one of my other favorite comps in my collection. This is a Numeral, one of my favorite labels. I like the stuff that they do. They do rock, they do heavy metal, they do blues, they do all these really cool compilations like the one I'm about to show with some really nice artwork. It's Acid Nightmares. Check out that cover. I think this cover just says it all. It's a hippie movement that was going on. I believe, I'm not sure if all the bands were from the California, San Francisco era. But that's where the music is excuse me, sounds like it was from that era, really happening, the hippie movement. I think we still got the hippie movement going on. Some of us are a little bit older. The comes with this cool book inside. I mean, look at this artwork. It's like pictures of the bands, little write-ups in here. Acid, Psychedelic Rock. Here's a couple of bands, TNS, Acid. One of my favorite bands is in here. I don't know if I'm going to find them, but the band was called Bubalus Creation. Here they are with Goliath. I love that band. They did make a record, or Numeral did release one of their albums. But man, you want to talk about getting in, you can still get this comp. I mean, I just not too long ago saw that it's still available on the website. But yeah, the Ritual, I mean, this says it all. Loud motorcycles, LSD, what do you call it? This the times, the hippie movement, you know. And like I said, I still think we still have a hippie movement. It might not be known as that, but I think this new generation of folks, there is some kind of hippie movement. And now, well, I won't get into that, because then I'll get into some politics, and I'm not about that. But anyway, I'll leave a link to Dave, the pickup artist, his channel. Sub him up, show some support. It's a community here. I mean, we should all support others, but you know, some of us get into our own little groups and stay in our own little islands. Hey, that makes you happy, go for it. But there's my contest entry, and if I am the chosen winner, I'd like to see, Dave, if you would just send me a couple of psychedelic or garage band records. I don't really want the cash. I'd rather have a couple of LPs or even one good LP. But anyway, I wish everyone the best for the contest. And that's it from Proghat. I'll see you on my next video. Take care, everybody.